Hey guys, the case I'm here to talk to you today about is the NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletic Association, versus the Board of Regents of the University of Oklahoma. Um, the NCAA is the governing body for all Division One, Two, and Three level athletics. Um, Again, they are the governing body. They oversee all aspects of eligibility, um, participation, things like that. So sorry about that. The one area specifically to this case is the that of televised games for the major football schools. So pretty much the Power Five conferences. Um, and so the other half of this is that the University of Oklahoma and University of Georgia both are part of the CFA, which is the College Football Association. All right. And this is just a group of schools, institutions that are put together to represent the majority of the major schools in those Power Five conferences. Um, Pretty much what happened in this case is the schools were in discussion with CBS and ABC about televising some games, a maximum of 14 games per channel for the year, so totaling 28 games would be seen from these major schools on TV. These schools would get what they called a minimum aggregate compensation, so they would get a little bit of kickback from viewers as far as revenue goes. And within this, no schools were granted permission to discuss anything outside of this plan that was put together by the NCAA. And since some of the schools did in the CFA, the NCAA threatened to take action, legal action, and disciplinary action against these institutions. Um, the CFA was pretty much created to keep the interests of major football schools. Again, I think I stated that before, but and schools within the CFA were also discussing other deals with NBC, and this is where the NCAA stepped in and said, "Hey, you're not allowed to do this. We will take action against you," and pretty much ban them from participating in the NCAA, which was kind of startling to me. Um, but upon this happening, this is when this issue was taken to the district court for the Western District of Oklahoma. Um, Essentially, the NCAA was limiting free trade and not allowing major football schools to discuss their own TV deals. These schools, in reaction to that, created a horizontal restraint, an agreement among competitors on the way in which they will compete with one another. So it was kind of a bidding war going on as far as TV time is concerned. And then this placed a ceiling on the number of games member institutions of the CFA could televise. And through the discussion and practices and stuff, these limitations are also unreasonable restraints of trade, which some of the schools didn't really realize. But in the end, they were able to work out some deals as far as televised games go. And also within this case, there was going to be a per se, an illegal per se added onto it, but it's only applied when the practice factiously appears to be would always or almost tend to restrict competition and decrease the output. So they don't want to. There was no need to put the per se on there because the case involved an industry in which the horizontal restraints on competition are essential for the product to be available at all to anybody. And so pretty much in the end, there was a 7-2 majority vote within the district court, which held that the NCAA's plan created an unresponsive structure to terms of price and output. The Sherman Act was put in place for events such as this. The court ended up finding that by limiting television broadcasts, NCAA was trying to increase the value of actual game tickets. So they were trying to bump the prices up, inflate the prices on those tickets actually purchased at the game. One of the judges, Justice Byron R. White, who was a ex-NCAA collegiate football athlete, he argued that the court erred by treating the NCAA as purely a commercial and profit-oriented organization. So this goes into a whole nother argument of being the NCAA being a moneymaker and just kind of robbing athletes and schools of money and just pretty much stockpiling all the money that they get from games, from TV deals, stuff like that. As far as it goes for me as an athletic director, I would, I would fight for my school to get these equal rights. I kind of put myself in the shoes of, say, an athletic director at University of Texas Austin. They have their own network, the Longhorn Network. There's the Big 12 network. There's the SEC network, and all those schools within those conferences have their own TV time. So if you're not seeing the game on NBC, you might see it on the SEC network or the Big 12 network or the Longhorn network. That's just how it is, and I think I would want to develop something like that for the school I was at, if I was at a major school like that, in order to have that equality as far as TV time goes, and obviously there would be some kickback from as far as revenue goes from the TV channel itself and the station. But yeah, I think that's what I would do, and I would hope that other athletic directors, administrators would be on my side and help me out with that, because one, it would be good for the school, and it's actually one thing that I see a lot in some newer schools. Even the kind of mid-major schools, they're starting to develop their own type of TV channel for their school. So yeah, that's kind of what I would do, and I agree with the district court's ruling, honestly, about how the NCAA was trying to limit stuff and in a roundabout way make some profit on game day tickets. So have a good one.